Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This is another LtZerge guide video. It's going to be about gameplay. So before I start doing this, I just want to say we've had a few problems with Mobizen, so we haven't been able to do any videos for a while. Sorry about that. So we're going to do a LtZerge gameplay guide. One of the users that was browsing our videos has posted this useful guide here, so you can check that out. His username is Pat Samson. So what I'm going to do is load up the guide and just read through the comments and give my perspective on everything and see, what I agree with. He's a more experienced player, so his points are probably more valid, but, I'm good enough. That's how I feel. Okay, so a lot of questions reoccur in this game for good reason. It hasn't been out for too long globally, but even beta players didn't really talk about it, which is very true. This means there's a stark lack of information shared with the players right now. This is a frequently asked questions segment as well as an Ask Me Anything. If you have a question that's not in the FAQ, feel free to ask and he'll try to add it. Question 1. As a new player, what should I focus on? Primarily this can become a matter of opinion, but I think doing daily, weekly, monthly missions is very important for players starting out. I myself didn't do any of this. I don't think it's that important personally. So the dailies are really easy to do, they're useful, but you don't need to do that to progress in this game. It says it might take a few days before you can do them easily, but the game gives good rewards for doing them. This includes daily premium draws, monthly 4-star premium draws, or weekly influxes of 4-star set gear and even 5-star weapon from the monthly. So guys, I was literally popping my daily gifts and I got this out of it, just waiting for the screen down here to catch up. It's taking its sweet time, come on, there we go. So yeah, I popped the daily gift. I got an Antivas, which is one of the top 3 monsters I wanted in this game. He's a beast of a tank. So all I need now is a Milky to complete my collection. So while I do this guys, I'm going to quickly start up a quick battle here. I'm going to do the tower. So we'll leave that running while we do the rest of this guide. Question number 2, are the starting heroes worth it? 2 of them are, Cherry and Jade. These 2 are really useful guys. These are 2 team staples that can be evolved to 6-star eventually. They gain passives at 4-star evolution and they work very well together to boost your team's overall effectiveness. Jasper apparently falls off, the superb system has not returned yet, so that's another thing they need to add. It looks like we've lost Mobizen down the corner there. So we've been having a lot of problems with this recently. Okay, so yeah, I would add Luke in there. He's another one of the starting heroes. A very useful tank. You can max him up and use him end game. I see a lot of the higher players in the arena using this character. Next question. What's a good starting team composition? Generally you want 1 main tank, 1 DPS, 1 healing unit and 1 supporting unit, which can be heal or DPS, which is, I totally agree with that. That's the principle I use in most games I play. Jade covers DPS, Cherry covers healing times 2 potentially, so you can look for a tanking unit and either a backup tank or another DPS unit. A good starting common tank is Light Golem, Dark Golem or Reyna, I'm not actually sure who that is. Barry and Lyn are also good rare tanks in the 3-star pools, so they'll be easy to get. They're much more specialised tank units, physical for Barry and magical for Lyn, so make sure to check what kind of units are in the map to determine who should be up front. Next question, what's the best way to earn EXP? EXP gems and 1-star units and just general questing, he says. EXP gems are quite hard to come by. I use those whenever I get them. 1-star units apparently shouldn't be used as fodder as they have a very poor return on investment. What I'll do guys is I will level my monsters up and then I will use the 1-star units I've got just to finish the level because I like to keep my main level lower. So the unit has the same attribute bonus, so always feed the units to the matching element where possible for better gains, which is very true. For questing, the XP per energy scales up as you progress through the story and difficulty levels, so doing the hardest dungeon you currently can will always give the best results. Next question, how does skill up work and is it worth it? You can choose to enhance your unit's skill levels by spending gold and skill points. SP regenerates over time like energy does. Maximum skill level depends on the unit's current level, so it resets when they evolve, which is another point that I've wanted to cover on the last video. I wasn't actually sure about this. I advise on only investing in skills if you plan to use the unit a lot or you won't evolve them for a while, which is a very, very good point, guys. Keep that in mind. It makes a big difference. Some skills basically double in power with enough investment. So whenever I play, what I'll do is I'll log in, I'll max out the skills for whichever guy I'm doing for that time, and then I'll make logins later on through the day just to power up my skills, because you get 10 and it regenerates every 5 minutes. The next question: my team's units have a lot of skills but I only see the first one. Units can gain up to 3 active skills to use at any given time. Active skills beyond the first one can only be used if you're controlling the unit or have auto skill enabled. You can switch the unit you're controlling by tapping their status icon in the top left of combat. So yeah, a lot of the units will not show all their skills in the skill bar. You have to switch just to get the access to them. One thing I want to cover here is that when you're questing and using your healer, say you've got her in your 4th slot or your 3rd slot, sometimes their skills AI is not very successful, so what you want to do is maybe switch over if your hero's life's getting low, and just quickly tap the heal icon and then switch back over to your main guy you're using. It's a good tip that I use. Next question: I got a hero unit with a passive skill. How does it work? I don't see any change on my stat screen. Passive skills work by tapping an applying bonus either additively or based on a hero's stats while in battle. Most passives use your stats after gear, and set bonuses are applied, so good equipment can be very important to maximising certain passives' effectiveness. It is recommended to gear your unit in a manner that improves their passive, like lots of physical defense on Barry. It should also be noted that friends, all passives and all passives of KO'd party members will still affect your tag team. That's really useful, Matt. I did not know that. That's something that is useful to me. In a tag battle, your unit's reserve team buffs will still apply. So I didn't know that either. That's really cool. Thank you for that. So what I'll do is I'll look through the units, have a look for the characters that have the all passive skill bonuses, and apply those to your team. There's a lot of good monsters that have those. Do passive stack? Sort of, not quite at the moment. If there's a conflict between passive bonuses of the same type, the game will only use one of them. If you have 2 or more passives that conflict, the game will use the highest value. Personal and team versions of skills are capable of conflicting: defense, self versus defense, all. However, if the bonuses are not the same, they can work together, which is good to know. Jade's attack bonus, for example, will stack with single type bonuses. Okay, that's good. So, just trying to think if I can give my opinion on anything here. At the moment, there's conflict between passive bonuses. The game will use them. If you have 2 or more passive conflict, the game will use the highest value. So how does that work, I wonder? Does that mean that you have to order your heroes in the right way? Because based on what it says here, it looks like the bonuses will still stack even if you have 2 of those party members. Then this is contradicting that slightly. I'd be appreciated if you could take a look at this video and correct me there, Pat. Next question. Some units have golden borders. What does this mean? Golden border units are rare units. Rare units have better stats than their common counterparts. Rare units with access to 6-star evolution are eligible for the Sapphire system when it returns to the game. So this has been taken out recently. So it's worth working on them generally. You can check if your rare hero can reach 6-star by looking at the power up menu. I don't really have anything to add here, that's valid. I have an item skill that boosts attribute attack defense. What does it do? So attribute attack is basically the game set in attributes, just like in Summoner's War. Your grass element, your wind, your fire, your light and your dark. Light and dark counteract each other. Fire counteracts... sorry, we have water in there. Fire counteracts wind and water will counteract grass. No, it's counteract, but never mind. I'll explain that when I get to the functioning game. You get the idea. I have an item skill that boosts cooldown, but the number doesn't change. There's a display bug in the system. Let's say you had a 10% critical damage boost to 30-second skill cooldown. The skill will show 30 in battle, but the 30 will take 27 seconds to reach 0. Basically, the crit damage boosts do work, but aren't reflected on the same screen intuitively. Most crit damage boosts have been confirmed to work with a stopwatch. It can also be thought of as speeding up the counter timer specifically, as such a 100% crit damage bonus would make cooldowns twice as fast. Okay, that was a bit of a mouthful. So I didn't know that either. Next question, where's the in-game guide? Is there one? So there is an in-game guide, it's quite hard to get to. You can get that to that at the top of any game menu by pressing the question mark. What should I spend my gems on? Energy storage if you have the special 2 unlocked, otherwise save it for gold. There's tons of ways to summon units in this game, but everything is very gold demanding. Personally, I don't have a problem with gold, because gold is always easy to make. 750 gems seems like a long way away, but between arena rewards, login bonuses and Paz's box, if you went that route, it isn't too far away to get the best gold chest, and it should last a while. Once you have the ability to clear more Tower of Babel floors and DOP, what's DOP? You can safely divert more attention to doing 10+1 hero draws. So these are the new system for drawing they've added to the game, where you can get bonus heroes to select from gold border heroes, 4 stars and 5 stars. Personally, I only buy the 24-hour one, as I like to grind EXP on days I don't really need evo stones. I've never really bothered with EXP boosters, they are a very useful function to the game. I like to save all of my gems just for the summons. Next question, how does this summon point system work? Every time you do a premium draw using gems, you get 1 point. If you do a 10+1 draw, you still get 10, as the 4-star bonus card does not count, which is true. Premium cards got from any other method, such as a gem purchase or your daily free draw, will not build points, which is a shame for me, as I just recently got that Antivas. A total of 400 points will be needed to obtain the game's strongest units. If you're only interested in having the best of the best, then you can hoard gems exclusively for these knight units. That's good. A lot of the human units are the best in the game. The units available from the selectable summon change on a monthly basis, which is good to know. It should be noted that the knight units cannot be obtained through any other method but points. I see, so that's good to know as well, because I really want one of these superb knights. Is combining worth it? That's just a straight off yes. I'm not going to debate about that. When you level a unit up and let's just say when you evolve a unit, you combine it from 4-star to 5-star. You do need to get back to level 40 just to get the same bonuses. That doesn't really apply to this question, but I just wanted to add that in. So you can also combine 2 units of the same star value. You can combine a 4-star, just say a Jasper for instance, and another 4-star Jasper. Combine those 2 and then it will have an exceed system. But if you evolve the unit up to 5-star, you're going to lose that, so I don't really think that's worth it. It's only if you're planning not to evolve the unit. Next question, how do I get better gear? Set gear blue is notably better than normal, so you can actually craft this. I've showed this in the item crafting guide. So I bought a friend unit with me, but I don't see them. Friend units in this game work as backups. You lose a unit in the dungeon, your friend unit will be able to take their place and automatically attack using their skills. Having powerful friends can be very handy in places where survival isn't certain. So one thing I like to do, guys, when I'm doing a hard stage, is I will get my unit and I will just switch on the auto mode and I'll switch off the auto mode periodically, use my skills, and I will backtrack and then just pop shot at them. That way your unit's gradually healing while you're doing your DPS. What are CP points? Contribution points earned by participating in a guild raid system. So that's self-explanatory. Is the Colosseum gear worth it? I think the Colosseum gear is worth it. I use a lot of critical damage and critical rate sets, and that enables the yellow point values to go up. You can KO opponents really quickly using this. Where do I find power-up dragons? He says there's a few ways to do these. World maps give you one for clearing a map chapter on any given difficulty. There's a merchant on the right panel in the home screen, the daily power-up screen, treasure dungeon, door of protection, and finally there's a boss raid and guild raid dungeons to do it. Dragons above 3-star will be hard to come by. There's also the monthly giveaways and daily logins that will get you the dragons as well. Should I kill raid bosses as soon as they pop up? I don't always do this. Sometimes I like to save up a raid boss and then wait till a teammate summons one. And then what you can do is you can attack both of them and reap the benefits that way. But one thing to say is, once you've completed a raid boss, you can just leave the screen and leave the reward up. Sometimes you can miss collected rewards this way. I maxed my unit and now it shows exceed as an option. How does this work? So the exceed system is a method of boosting your unit's level cap by fusing an identical unit to form. So I explained this earlier. You want to make sure that when you exceed a unit, it's on the higher tier ones. You're not planning to evolve it, otherwise it's wasted. in my opinion. I'm just going to leave that one, that's self-explanatory. Sockets. When I'm playing through Tower Babel, you can find or purchase socket items called medals. Medals influence a variety of things. This is known as medals. X is the medal's value. Physical attack power, add X amount to your physical attack stat. Magic, add X amount to your magic stat. Weapon attack power, add percentage of your weapon stat as a stat bonus. Uses total weapon stat, so plus 10 will get more benefits. And when you get higher up in the game, this is a point that Pat and some others have pointed out, maximising weapons and using your weapon sockets yield the best damage rewards if you've got a good weapon already. Okay guys, and we're back. Sorry about that, I had to get Mobbers working again. It's been playing up all week. So you can get to Pat Samson's page from one of our videos. He's posted the guide here. This is the East Legend item guide. I'll also post a link in the description so you guys can get to it there. It's got some very useful information and he's an experienced player, so don't hesitate to reach out to him. Thanks for that, Pat. So now I've loaded up the game again. I've gone into the tower mode and I want to show you one of the tips that I use to get past the harder stages. So we've gone in with two guys, one of them is already dead. I just want to make sure the screen catches up here because Mobbers has been really slow today. Let's see, actually what I'll do is I'll just quickly hit this to full screen mode. Might turn out a little better. There we go. Okay guys, so I'm going to hit the next stage. Here we go. You'll have to excuse the fact that it's really slow. I don't know what's going on with it. So you avoid your shots, you run around the enemies here, and you can just take little moments to backtrack and use pop shots to kill them. So what I'll do is I'll use one of my skills now. There we go. So that's them dead. I've got 18 seconds before the cooldown resets. And also in this time you're going to heal between stages. So what you can do is you can just literally stay here and none of the enemies are going to attack you, so you can heal up ready for your next fight. So this also works for damage units or any unit in this game, not just ranged DPS units. As long as you can find the hitboxes and work with your cooldowns, you can just take a period to hit them. Crowd control units will work best for this. So I'm going to go back into the next stage now. It looks like we're coming up to the end of the stage actually. Right, okay, so again, same principle. I'm just going to lead them back. You can successfully go all the way to the end of the stage and the boss will not follow you. It will only be the first section of units, unless you go and aggro him, then I'm sure all of them will come and attack you. But so same thing again, I'm just going to run around the units while they're throwing out the DPS at me. I find range units are quite easy to avoid. So there we go, got our skill ready, pop shot. Now we're on to the boss. Okay, there's quite a few units here, this is going to be a bit tricky. Same principle again, take your pop shot. It looks like I've got a crit then. There we go. So I can run all the way back here and it looks like the boss will not be able to catch up to me. I think it will respawn the boss at certain points. Not going to show that here, let me just finish him off and that'll wrap up this section. There we go. And stage done, just like that guys. There we go, so it's all caught up. So with the tower, the other thing that I want to explain is that you'll get two kinds of keys. You'll get the silver keys and the gold keys. The silver keys will get you worse rewards. I think that's right. So the best thing you want to do is save up all the gold keys you get early on, and if you get silver keys, use those in their place, and that will get you better rewards later on in the tower. So let me just quickly X out of this and I'll take you through some PvP strategies you can use in the game. Let me just sort my team up. There we go, that should be a good combination. So I'm not going to go in here with a healer, I'm just going to go straight in with my team. It's a full DPS team with a couple of tanks. And I'm going to use these two to wall off my ranged DPS unit. So these enemies are quite hard up at this stage in the arena. I'm 1,800 rating overall. We'll do a rank battle. There we go. So there's two ways you can do this. Again, you can put auto on and then fight that way. What I like to do is I like to run up the side here and then just use a stun shot, and that will finish the enemies off. So as you can see, we just completely wiped them out. I'm only level 32 in this, so I target higher level players. And that's why I like to keep my level down really, just so that I'm always good for my level. I think that about covers it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Sorry it's been a bit long-winded, but I had to explain a lot of the stuff that I've not gone through in detail before. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.